None yet, but with that, we're going to start this session of From the River as we are on a time crunch.
Yeah, not bad. 10:03.
Can everyone quickly please let me know if they have inspiration on their character sheet?
I do not.
Nope. If Nick doesn't have it, I'd be amazed. Unless he used it already.
No, Nick, you should have that actually for your play last session. So,
Okay. Well,
Ryan,
I'll take that then.
Ryan, do you have inspiration on your character sheet?
The oatmeal shitting.
It's a little spirally symbol at the top. No?
Not seeing it, no.
Okay, that's okay. I just don't remember always how many people have it, so that's why I ask at the start of every session.
I feel like you're pretty sparing on it, so we most times don't have it.
That's fair. That's fair. So there's your card. So just a reminder, you can use the card for to add to any roll you roll at all, and it adds whatever number. If you keep it for next session, you get a new card. If it's an ace, it's an automatic crit, natural 20.
And we don't, like, I can't click on it until I want to use it, right? Or else
You can view it before you want to use it. Yeah,
I can see what it is?
You can see what it is. Yeah, you definitely can see what it is.
Okay.
I'm not that mean. Okay. Okay. So Jamna has talked to you guys. She wants to meet in the shadow of one of your wagons tonight. She kind of walked off before you guys agreed or disagreed. What I will ask Ryan is that this will count as an encounter, whether it's social or combat, I'm not sure. But I would like you to choose a meal that you would like to make tonight.
Out of my meal list?
Out of your meal list, yes. I also found a much better cooking system, but I haven't had time to implement it yet, so we'll talk about that another time.
I guess it depends on what I have. We have any kind of meat or anything that we've killed? Is the Gruck being off doing shit?
Gruck generally just gathers poison ingredients and general herbal ingredients. You can't gather meat, but if you want to roll a quick survival check to see if you found any meat, the only thing I would say you have not found or would not be able to find would be hyena jerky. Okay, with a 12 in survival, I'll say you found any small game, but no deer.
Can I send Mushu to help him? Because I think now that we're bonded, Mushu has the ability to find food and water in nearby areas.
Yeah, I'll give him advantage on that survival check if you want to roll against Ryan. With a 16, I will say... yeah, so I will say... so it doesn't specify what type of game will Rash, so you can definitely find food, but he's trying to find something, I feel like, a specific type of game. So that's why I'm asking for a survival check. But you could find any
Big
food
squirrel
to
isn't good
live,
enough.
you know. But, you know, I'm kind of greedy. And so, like, 12, you find a rabbit. 15, you find a deer. So you can choose to kill that deer, kill that rabbit, or if there's a different animal you were trying to find with a 16, unless it's something rare.
A rabbit would be good. I can make a rabbit stew.
Okay, let's do that. So you could make with your rabbit, you could make your sausage, cabbage, and potato soup. You could make your stir fry, or yeah, those two would be.
I'll do the cabbage, rabbit, and potato soup.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. So roll your. Where am I looking here? I believe it's your survival skill plus a d20.
Hmm.
14. That will give you a. So it was a D. What was it? What did you roll again? 14, sorry, or 17?
17. 14 was the survival check, and 17 was the d20.
Oh, sorry, it's just your survival. Okay, so we'll go with 17 then. So everyone has a +1 to their Constitution and Charisma ability checks for 3 hours.
Constitution and ability checks.
Constitution and Charisma.
Ability checks.
What's it
Spam the
called?
chat, I guess.
It is called sausage, cabbage, and potato soup. I just wrote a little note there for myself. Again, this is it's an overcomplicated system right now, but I found a much better system. We're gonna work on it later that you can actually level up, Ryan, and get like abilities and stuff for it. So I had to pay for it, but I found it when I paid for something else, so it's a good deal. Either way,
So
excellent.
Constitution and Charisma saves and saves and
Ability checks.
just ability checks.
Just ability
isn't it?
checks and saving throws. Your HP doesn't go up, but if you have to make a con save or you roll a Constitution ability check to survive drinking too much, you'd get a +1 in effect.
Oh, okay.
Not that you.
I
need
wish there was a
+1
way.
to your charisma, Devin, but
I'm just going to say this right now. Google Docs is amazing.
yeah, it's pretty great.
So damn good.
I've been using OneNote a little bit lately. It's good too. It's not as good on mobile though.
OneNote is great for note taking and GM notes. Google Docs is great for sharing information.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I just figured like I have everything, but I have a couple of different setups that I'm using, and I've got some on this and some on that. And I'm like, why the fuck am I not just using Google Docs? And it gives access the same thing all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, after a hearty supper, night has fallen. Does your group meet with Jamna as the darkness falls around 8 o'clock?
Balls.
If
That-
so,
That was the plan, wasn't it?
if so,
Does she want to meet with all of us?
seemed like it. Yep. I'm just
All
gonna
right.
put her right there on the
I told
map.
Roach to keep watch of the caravan, and call me if anything suspicious happens.
Okay. I just had to hit refresh there for a moment.
Going sword and board, fellas.
Oh,
One way
hey,
or the
Lee.
other.
Hey. Nick.
So with Mushu now, he has that bond strength where he can help find food, but it's 1d6 days he finds food and fresh water. So is that the same with an assist then?
Say that to me again with 1d6.
Like sharing is caring. Your companion is comfortable sharing food it finds with you every 1d6 days. Your companion finds food and fresh water for themselves and one other creature. But since he assisted Ryan, that's multiple creatures, so we would just
I would
call
just
that
say
even?
it's just basically he's done it once. You would roll the d6 and see how many times that week he could do it.
How many days?
How many times he could do it,
Yeah,
or I would
since
say for how
it's-
many characters he could do it. But since he was just helping Ryan at least once, he's used up that time for this week. And then every time you
So
go
three more days.
so every time you go into a town, it resets basically.
Oh, we're not doing the days thing.
Well, that's just you generally on this journey. And every Sunday you hit a town.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough then.
Okay.
Safe to say we got a short rest, right?
You got an 8-hour short rest, yes.
Okay.
Since your last session, since your last game. But so one thing, Ryan, if you wanted to use any of your hit dice during your sleeping rest, you are a little bit lower hit points right now. I'm just letting you could use them now if you wanted to, because you missed the last session, so you didn't get to use any hit dice.
Okay, I guess I can. Fire one of those bad boys up.
Drink. Oh, fuck. God damn it.
Old man noises from Devin.
Old man noises. Just every football and rugby injury is just coming back to haunt me all at once.
Nice. So 8 extra hit points for
Fucking
you. Sir.
awful.
I still gotta give the guy a call, but I'm looking to that active release treatment to see if that helps with the old football injuries.
Yeah, if it's muscle, yeah. Libby found
Yeah, I
it
hear
quite
good things
good.
about it anyway.
Yeah, that's Andrew. Andrew, right? Did active release, honey? Yeah. Does Nikki do it too, or just him?
I think she's just loose.
Justin does way better ART than fucking what's his name does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin fixed my forearm in 2 sessions, and and then showed me how to fix it myself if it pops up again. Justin is very, very good. I highly recommend him. He's more of a physio than he is a chiropractor, honestly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Very
good. Especially sports related stuff.
Oh yeah, super good.
I take
Okay.
L1 off my hit dice, right? So I've got 9 left.
But you recover
9.
1 hit die on a short rest, don't you?
Yeah, I just used one. No. I had 10 to begin with.
Had
You
10.
have 10.
Oh.
You have 10 hit die.
There's something wrong.
Should
there.
only
I think I got like
Wait a
I think
minute.
I got 5.
5. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my bad.
That's all good. It's all good. I
Aye.
was just like,
Okay.
I have a
Audrey,
special
yeah,
feat
hold
that
on.
I have more hit dice than anyone
dear.
else because I'm a god.
okay.
No, I'm just.
I was like, it's like,
I have twice the hit points, 4 times the attack.
So anyway, Jamna, sort of like as you guys are settling down, you're kind of looking around in the darkness. Jamna appears.
Fuck.
And she seems to be waiting for you as you guys kind of look around and sort of, you're not quite ready to bed down for the evening. You're just kind of silently looking around the campfire, and you hear a noise, kind of like almost like an intentional cracking of a stick behind you. It's a very sharp crack, and you look, and it's clearly from behind one of the carts. So if you guys head over there,
What is it times the spell slots on short rests again?
you don't recover any spell slots on a short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or an 8-hour rest. Just your abilities.
I get my like class abilities, right?
Class abilities,
Yeah.
yes. Class abilities, yes.
Sweet.
Such as your you know what I'm talking about.
Or any of your item abilities if they come back on a short rest, I believe, right,
Yeah.
Liam?
8-hour sleep is the items come back, so your arrows are back and your class ability should be back, but none of your like hit points, hit dice, or
After
spell.
short rest?
Yeah, the 8-hour short rest, to be clear. So that's the sleep with the safe haven rules.
What's
Sorry,
the,
my internet cut out. But class abilities, we're good on short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we change what we were using the blue and green bars for above our head? I don't remember. Why have I got 17 on blue and green?
I don't know why you have 17 on blue. I did change up what some of the bars meant. It may just be a holdover. I can change it for you if you want. I'm not sure why there's 17 there, though.
Yeah, I don't think we have anyone that can... Well, actually, no. Nick can grant temporary hit points. That's right.
So can you.
Totem. Me? I can do maximum. I can do maximum.
Oh, yeah,
hit
you're right.
points.
Maximum, yeah.
Yeah, my totem is temporary.
Yeah.
But you can cast that totem often, I think.
Twice, I think, per short
Efficiency
rest.
bonus, isn't it? Yeah. It's one of my characters is a shepherd druid. That's the only reason I know.
Okay. There you go, Ryan. I'm not sure why it says
Players,
17,
I should
but
say.
it's
Players.
Oh, once you use it, you can't use it again until a short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can use it once per battle, basically. So, Jamna's over here. You guys kind of creep around and see her skulking in the darkness. And she kind of goes,
How many characters do you play, Devin?
Oh, sorry, I'm DMing a group. Taking applications if you're
One of
interested.
them.
So she looks at you and says, well, have the Harpers chosen well?
Oh, you're one of them.
She just stares at you.
I'll take that as a yes. Yeah, we can hold our own in a fight. If we have to. As long as Azazel doesn't start it early. But, usually we do pretty good.
So I've heard your feats are already pretty well known. A flock of Perytons. A flock. So I haven't heard of that before.
There was only 4, I think, wasn't there? Or was it 3? They weren't that tough.
They usually travel alone or in pairs. It's impressive.
Hmm.
It's impressive. I'll give you that. But
I got some feathers, want to see? And I pull out the Periton feathers just to show her.
she just looks and raises an eyebrow. Indeed.
Want to touch them?
I'm fine, but thank you.
Suit yourself, and I'll pocket them back.
Now,
I look at him and I say, let's not mix business and pleasure, shall we?
she steeples her fingers, starts paring her fingernails with a knife. All right then. Now, shall I say what we already know?
You first.
We know there are members of the cult here. We know they're up to no good. We know
As
that
one does.
We know that, if I may be so bold, they have a red wizard of Thay with them. That, to me, is one of the real mysteries of this caravan.
Why? Why do you say that?
Why would a red... Are you familiar with the Wizards of the Red Wastes?
No, I'm not. I am from the north, far from the Red Wastes.
Less informed than I thought, then. At least some of you. Very well. The Red Wizards of Thay... Ooh, that is loud.
It's perfect.
The Red Wizards of Thay are a cabal of undead and not yet undead sorcerers that currently rule the Thayan or Red Wastes with an iron fist.
Can I hear it?
Can't hear anything?
Turn it up in your video or in your settings there.
Yeah. Right now it's just at the level. This is about the loudest I can make it.
I can hear about 25% on my speaker, so should be good.
Without it overpowering my headphones anyway. So how does I put this? Red Wizards of Thay. Their leader is well known or not well known to be a lich of some great renown. It does not make a lot of sense why there would be a red wizard chumming it up with dragon cultists. Not that I know of. This either, to me, speaks of an unknown ally or small group of allies, or a much more dangerous alliance. But I feel, and so does my organization, that if the Red Wizards of Thay were about to move into new territory, there would be more signs. Now, what have you gathered? Do we need to break into those carts?
I've feel that we have enough evidence at our disposal that I could convince the Gauntlet to arrest these cultists. And if they put up a fight, we can put them down.
The Gauntlet.
The Gauntlet, yes. I pull out she sees 2 talismans tucked underneath my hauberk. The Amulet of Shantea, and then the mark of the Gauntlet, Amulet of the Gauntlet. I pull it out and kind of hang it off to the side.
So he's the bull in the glassblower shop. It makes sense now. And she looks to the group and says, "And the rest of you?"
Gruck gives her a lizard bone. He's happy for some reason. I'm just don't even look at him. I just let him do it.
She accepts it, stares at Gruck, stares at the rest of you. You do keep strange company. Now, must we stage a break-in into these carts, or are we going to share information freely?
Well, what do you know that we don't already? Because you haven't told us anything that we don't know.
Just told you. You had no idea about the Red Wastes. I literally...
We did. We were just testing you. Made sure you knew all about it.
Roll a deception check.
+1. Uh-oh.
Guidance. I don't have it yet. Damn it.
Hold on, I gotta find
I'm sure
the
Slava would roll
page
guidance.
here.
If he was here, he would definitely roll guidance.
He said that was with advantage. Yep, right. Yep.
No, I definitely did not.
+1 to that. Ooh, an 8. There you go.
She rolled a 19 insight.
Yep.
If you're going to lie to a liar, you should at least get better at it. Jesus Christ, why is this so fucking loud?
So you yourself are calling yourself a liar, so how do we trust anything you say?
If a liar says that she's telling the truth,
You
or
can't.
a liar says you're lying.
I'm
we have a
simply
stalemate.
offering a trade. If you
Off
do not
game.
want-
Do the Harpers actually have like a symbol? Is there anywhere we can verify that she is from the Harpers?
Yeah, they have a symbol. Ryan has a Harper symbol.
Yep, I have it.
Okay. So we can verify her identity. At least, well, she may have killed a Harper to get it. But, yeah. How do we know that you did not kill a Harper to gain that symbol, and are not simply trying to steal our evidence?
Gain
How do we know
what
you're not?
symbol? I am not so brazen, nor... You can see her biting back a few words. Silly as to wear my allegiances on my literal sleeve, or have them taken from me, nevertheless to be returned.
If
So you know
somebody
the
is
symbol,
able to get
like,
to
from the
this,
left?
either I am already dead, or it does not matter.
Well, I've already seen one of your symbols without your say-so. That doesn't exactly bode well for spy master techniques, though your combat prowess may be above reproach.
When all you grew up with hammers is everything looks like nails.
Right.
He's gonna shout out in the back. I have a hammer.
For those of you with some measure of subtlety and perhaps spycraft, then. And she looks to Azazel, Elfred, and Apollo.
I look up and I try to act like I knew what she was saying, but I honestly was just looking at the picture on the wall. I'm sorry.
I recount my moments not long ago as stealth missions as a spider. I don't go into detail about what we stole, but I tell her
So
covert operations.
that is why the Red Wizard was screaming. I'd hoped someone was causing his kind pain.
Yours truly.
I look at I look at Azazel.
And so you've gained evidence of the cult,
We have, yes.
and you've kept it away somewhere secure, somewhere where they can't get at it. Yes, somewhere where they can't prove that
Somewhere
it's on you?
not even we can get it.
She raises
I
a
pull
slab.
out. I pull out my blessed tribal bracelet and throw it over my shoulder.
She sees you do this, and again sort of raises an eyebrow as she recognizes it as lizard folk made. This is your lizard. This is the thing the lizard folk gave you, right, Ryan?
It's the Tashman blessed tribal bracelet from the cult of the Dragon Queen.
Oh, she says, well, that, while pretty, doesn't expressively prove anyone is a member of the cult of the dragon. It just proves that they are active. I hope your proof is more substantial than that.
We do. We don't have it here with us. We have it tucked away, but we do have written evidence of communications between the two of them.
Now that is something. Perhaps I was wrong to underestimate you.
We're hoping Azazel is just staring off into the distance, not paying attention to the intricacies of the conversation.
You're lucky Slav isn't here, because currently that is what he was doing. He was paying attention, and then we started talking about subterfuge and lying, and he was just like, I checked out.
Yeah, that's
He's like,
fair.
this is
Sounds like an Azazel thing.
To him, he's like, this is sinful conversation. He's not going to pay any
Yeah.
attention.
He's probably just. I think he probably just walked away out of earshot.
Yeah,
That would be my.
you know what? We're going to roleplay. As soon as he heard she was a liar, as soon as she admitted to being a liar, he lost all interest and walked off.
And then I point at him, and then I point at her and says, "We are terrible liars, but thankfully, he is a terrible guesser, so he doesn't actually know what it is. So don't tell him, please. As far as he knows, they are dangerous spell scrolls, and he need not know more."
The intricacies of your group dynamics are of no interest to me. Now,
Well,
What-
if you want to
now,
see them,
are
we
we-
need him.
I would
Because-
enjoy. I would enjoy seeing them, though. I don't know if our
We don't know you that
relationship has progressed that far, and I can see that. I do need to know something from my organization, though. I need to know if it's worth it for me to break into those covered wagons, of which they seem to be incredibly intent on not letting a single gleam of moonlight or sunlight slither through, so I can take a look at what's in them.
When we broke into the cave that they had occupied outside of Green Nest, we found dragon eggs and we smashed them to bits. Perhaps that's what's in there, but your guess is as good as mine.
One way to find out.
Can I
could.
pause for a second, guys? Can we met an outside game for a second?
Sure.
Do you guys, as players, not actually remember what's in the wagons? Because you as characters 100% know.
Oh, I thought we never seen. I thought we tried to break in. We never seen.
No. You tried to break into the housing wagons where there was people in them, and only Nick succeeded. The covered wagons are the wagons full of gold and treasure.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
okay.
they have a light veneer of other stuff on top, like some crates and stuff like that. But you as characters, specific. It's been a long time. It's fine. But you as
it's been a
characters,
year.
100% know they are full of treasure from Green Nest and other raiding towns. So I'm
Okay.
just letting you know that. I'm just back into roleplay.
Okay,
She's asking
back on.
you this. Yeah.
We're
They're full of
not
treasure,
looting
and
raiding
Those are
anybody.
mere trivialities.
there's enough
Maybe
funding.
worth something to some, but not to
There's
all.
enough funding in those wagons to wage a small war, if you were able to procure them in some way. However, I do not think you have the moxie or the ability to lift it. You could break into it, and then they will simply move it. I suggest that we use my contacts at the Order of the Gauntlet. I believe a hammer is the proper tool for this task?
Perhaps something more obvious this time if they are truly cavorting around the realm with the wealth that you mention. There is, don't know if you're aware of this, as you seem to be a newer member of the Gauntlet, no offense. There is a garrison in Daggerford.
Yes, we are aware.
Oh,
That was our plan.
good. Good. She says very condescendingly. She looks at you and says,
Bits.
now the question remains, if we go there, there is a chance that the Red Wizard or more could slip away. We need to have the hammer ready for the nail, so to speak.
I look at Ashrock. I look at Ashrock.
I could go for a drive, quick little fly in, fly out.
A drive?
Yeah,
that's
that's what we aeronautic folk call a quick flight drive.
I take a symbol of Harper out of my backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And I make sure that she sees it.
She goes, I know. Put that away before somebody else sees it.
Oh, you mean this?
I do. But then again, she shrugs and kind of smiles off to the side and says, it's your funeral, even though you seem to be able to handle yourselves. I just think that subtlety, until we have a hammer ready, is, often the better course. But that's me.
Yeah, you and I don't think the same.
If you know us, we don't really do subtle.
Wonderful.
Say, hey, Apollo, let me see that. Toss it here.
Toss it to...
She visibly
snag it.
Visibly is uncomfortable to be seen with you and kind of does the shifty eye look around.
I just tie it up, flick it around a bit.
If we have a plan for our hammer, then where shall we set our anvil? To ensure there is no mistake.
Where did that come from?
Hammer and anvil? Hammer and anvil.
Metaphors.
She looks at you and says,
my guy's a blacksmith, so.
The point of most contact, if we can get in touch with, if you can get in touch with someone by the name of Sir Istival, he is a knight of Coromir and is well known as one of the Gauntlet's staunchest defenders. I have not heard anything out of the Gauntlet garrison in some time. I do not know their status. I do know that Sir Istival
as she was saying that, I was getting some string out of my bag, and I put a string around the Harper sign, and I made it into a necklace, and I gave it to Gruck, and Gruck is super pumped, and he's got it on now.
She looks... Her left eye twitches several times. And she looks like she kind of wants to walk away, but clearly your value is outweighing your annoyance currently.
Is it Daggerford or Daggerfort?
Daggerford.
So he's the commander of Daggerford garrison.
She doesn't know that. She just knows he's a knight of. She just knows he's a knight in charge of a lot of things around the Gauntlet, and that he is a member of the Gauntlet. She doesn't know who he's a knight of or anything else like that. She knows he's a former knight of Coromir, which is spelled.
Corimyre.
Sir Istevel. I know that name.
Cormir. It was almost right.
Loud.
You say out loud, you say out loud, Apollo, and she says, "Indeed, his deeds are well spoken of in these parts." Although he now walks with a cane.
I knew him from before then.
She raises an eyebrow at you. You did? I did not know you were well known enough to travel in those kind of circles.
Don't judge.
How does an urchin like you know a knight of Cormyr?
Long and brutal history.
You asking Apollo or?
Yeah. I'm gonna get
Yes,
you
I
to
just called them
roll.
an urchin.
I'm gonna get you to roll a deception check, there, Apollo, because I don't know of anything in your backstory where you would actually know this person. So I will get you to roll deception. Is that your deception or Crux? +1, so that's 11. So what's her insight? She.
I say to Ander, that's Sir Apollo to you. Watch your tongue, boy.
You can see you can see a vein pop out just underneath his chainmail hauberk, right there, and you can just see that all decorum has been thrown out the window.
She says, right. Well, do you have anything else of value? Much as I enjoy this group interplay and family dynamic, do we have anything else to speak about, or is that all you can offer our organization so far?
Other than some proprietary information about a band of red wizards that is nowhere near here, has no aspirations here, but for some reason are here. What are you exactly offering us? What do we get from this relationship? I don't see how your information really would have helped us.
Furthering of our mutual goals. It just seems like you've been a bit more ahead of the game than I expected. I did only join this caravan a few days ago. I haven't had enough time to quite glean every single detail yet. But you can be sure I'll be working on it. I, as skilled as I am, do have my limitations. I have to admit, given your boisterous manner, I did not expect you to be as informed as you are. And color me impressed, and I will be definitely speaking to my superiors about this.
We are resourceful, yes. That much is true.
Men of many talents, you may call us.
Indeed. Our dragonborn friend is strangely quiet.
He's most mysterious.
I'm just listening and lurking.
She says, well, this has been and she stops for a second, and she looks at you and she says, I have a question. If you would not mind just enduring my curiosity, would you draw your blade for me? And she looks at Ander.
I do not draw this blade unless I intend to use it.
Fair enough.
What
Simple curiosity.
what do you hope to what knowledge do you hope to gather from me drawing my blade?
It is of an extremely unique make that I have only come across once or twice before, and I simply wish to verify whether it was in a similar family or not. It's your blade, it's your choice. I was not going to impinge a knight's honor. I was simply curious.
I suppose it's more guidelines than rules.
Then
I pull it out half sheath. I watch her reaction.
She looks, and it's definitely like a surveying glance. Roll an insight check for me.
Where are you? Insight.
She just seems to be surveying it with definite interest. She looks along the blade and sort of gauges, like you could tell she's gauging like the length of it, the breadth of it, if it tapers, if it doesn't taper, and the sort of style. You get this because as a blacksmith, it'd be the same. You would like be looking at the same parts of the blade that you can see that she's looking at. So you can see that she's gauging like, size, style, blacksmithing technique, tapered
The
edge, craftsmanship, that whole shebang. That's what she's looking at.
I sheath it, and I tell her, it strikes truer than most, impeccably slow, almost guided by its own will.
It seems like it could be a blessed blade indeed. Good for a hammer. She says, with that, I suggest we leave each other to our own devices and reconvene when is natural for us.
If we need to talk to you, how do we find you?
Does one of you not have a message spell?
Zazel?
I'll check if he does. Actually, that's a good question. Oh my
I think
god.
he'd be the one if anybody.
Is this battle music? This seems like battle music.
Not supposed to be battle music.
Are we drawing blades for real this time?
No, we're not. No, we're not. Liam doesn't always have the perfect segue in his playlists.
Yeah. Boss music.
He does have message. Azazel does have message, which you guys would know.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that guy over there can do it all. He's got this.
He's very resourceful.
Versatile.
Wonder how he's doing. Anyways, he probably got mandated for 16. If he got mandated past 8, he probably got mandated for 16. I'm gonna guess.
That's a heck of a long shift for somebody to kind of have like 16 hours and having to be mentally.
We'll have lives in your hands. Oh yeah, it happens all the time, and with nurses, all the fucking time. It's ridiculous.
Oh, sending. Oh, okay.
Not quite the same.
Not quite the same. So she looks among you and says, if you really need to get in touch, use this. One second. I'm going to share a handout with everyone. And she hands out to you, Ander, 2 scrolls of sending. Don't waste these. I can send 1 reply. If an emergency happens, one of us may have to flee. Trust me that I have similar scrolls at my disposal.
Is that a compendium item?
Yeah, I think so.
If the message doesn't arrive, do you know, or do you just assume it does?
It does.
She'll send a reply if their message arrives, because you can respond mind to mind.
Yeah.
It's just 25 words is the maximum you can send.
I stuff it underneath my my sigil into a pocket, just between my hauberk and my tunic.
Okay. she disappears into the night. You guys rest, and I'll have you.
For a long rest?
Not a long rest. You guys aren't long rest. Like an 8-hour short rest is what you guys get right now because you're
Full sleep.
still on the road. Okay.
Okay, so while we're hanging out, my dudes, am I gonna fly ahead with this evidence to Daggerford, or what's the
I think
plan
that's
here?
wise. I think that's wise.
So I'm gonna talk to Istvar, or whatever the buddy's name is there.
Sir
Istava?
Istival.
Sir Istava.
Istaval.
Istival.
Where would you put
Bring
that
him
in?
the notes.
I would just write out an item and call it 2x scroll of sending.
Yeah, but then the description.
Put in the item description, or just leave it as a journal item on the right side of your screen, and you can always access it.
Yeah,
So
there's no way to.
It should just save itself in the journal section on your right hand.
So if I bring a symbol of the Harper, some evidence, tell him that we're talking to.
Yeah, so you need the
Gemma
you need the letters, right?
Yeah, we'll need those from the Zazel's kind of key there.
Okay.
What else should I tell this guy? Got any ideas? Or just the general? Got the caravan on the way.
Yeah. Say
Carts full of gold. Some shady cultist characters. Got a red wizard from the red what?
Red Wastes.
Red Waste.
Red Wizard of Thay.
Red Wizard of
Red
Thay.
Wizard of Thay.
Because
And
what's your flying speed?
Asbara? Was that his name?
Asbara Joss.
Yeah. My flying speed? Ooh, like 60 feet or...
In terms of like consistent flying speed, being able to fly over there, what takes them 3 days, you can do in about a day, 3/4 of a day.
So
I
you
can
should be
only
able to fly
maintain
there
that
and fly back.
Because I can maintain that for a few hours at a time, a couple times a day kind of deal.
Yeah, like I calculated that in already in terms of flying speed.
Yeah.
Because it's like what you get 4 hours of flying speed for your wisdom score or whatever.
Yeah.
Like how
Per
long,
level.
is that so long you get to wild shape? Okay.
And then he can rest.
level, yeah.
And then he can rest. It's just he just needs time. Like he can't fly over the ocean, but if he takes rests, then he can fly quite a distance.
Right. Yeah, I guess if you can just rest and get it back, then boom, you're good. Yeah, it makes sense.
So that's a day there and a day back kind of deal? Or would it...
No, it would be about. We're gonna roll a couple checks, and I'll tell you what it's for. I'll just get you to roll a do you have your Falcon stats up?
Yeah, I can get those pretty quick here. Sure thing.
Now, is there any risk of like an eagle coming and like swiping him, thinking he's prey?
I mean, then I turn into a guy and we have a little battle, but
Yeah.
You probably then you would fall and take a D8 damage per 10 feet and die.
I think.
nah, I got
it
ways
doesn't
to
happen.
stop that somehow.
I'll
I'll come up with a way. Don't worry.
roll me a perception check to start to avoid any ill weather, and then based on that roll, I'll tell you to roll an athletics check with or without advantage.
Perception as a hawk or as
Perception as a hawk,
Okay.
or as whatever you're transforming into. Okay, so you're just gonna roll a regular athletics check.
Shit, I rolled a 2 on that.
Oh my god, yeah, that's rough. You had a +8.
Yeah.
+8?
Hawk's got good
And
perception.
athletics.
Yeah.
I see that. Hawkeye makes sense.
20 on it. Okay, I'll take that. Not 20.
So as you leave in the
Rolling all sides here.
as you leave in the morning, you are able to you see this weather front building, but you're not able to see it in time. Thankfully, these big scoops of warm air come underneath you, and they like buoy you up and over. Sort of bad weather, and you sort of avoid the thunderstorm, given that you just slip into these slipstreams and in and out. So it takes you about a half a day to get there, leaving the next morning. Do you want to quickly roll? Does someone want to roll deception to get Slava to get the papers, and what excuse?
I will do it. I will do it, and I'll blow a channel divinity as well.
Is that charisma or is that persuasion?
It's charisma.
I thought it was just persuasion.
Well, like, so deception is a charisma score.
Yeah, no, it is.
Charisma skill.
It is. I just thought that it was, yeah, it is. I thought it only boosted your persuasion, not your charisma. That's all.
God. You can do it all. Oh.
Charisma persuasion checks for the next 10 minutes. So you have to figure out how to persuade him without lying to him, if you're going to use that, Devin.
If I'm going to... over my channel divinity?
Yeah, because your channel divinity gives you +5 to persuasion, not +5 to charisma. It's charisma in brackets persuasion. Specific beats general.
I'm going to persuade him that we need to fly the spell scrolls to a safe place at the Wizard Tower and Daggerford.
Okay, roll that for me.
Just 1 second.
Yep. Sure.
Oh, I love my macros. Just making it a 5, right?
Yep.
And I still get the cabbage soup.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
My favorite.
That's after the morning is done, though. That's it.
Or are you letting me roll persuasion instead of deception?
You didn't
lie.
You don't know if there's a Wizard's Tower or not, so I'm letting you roll persuasion. Yes.
Okay.
Better assumption there will be one.
Okay. 18 plus 6. Oh, shit. What did you roll? 12 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah. He doesn't suspect a thing. What's his base insight?
I love how we're just treating him as an NPC.
It works.
He would have wanted.
Sorry, Slava.
Also, how are we attaching the scrolls to Nick?
They form into his
pocket. They just form. Yeah.
Yeah, he only has an 11 in base insight. He didn't take proficiency in it because it's a wisdom, not a charisma based skill. So that's fine. He doesn't yet suspect you of lying to him. Once he starts suspecting that, we'll start rolling actual contests.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
Okay, so you get Nick, you get there about late midday. And I think I'm just gonna bring the group over to this. Yeah, I'll show you guys what Nick sees. How's that sound?
Sounds good to
I'll
me.
probably recount a tale of it when I get back anyway.
Do you guys want to zoom out?
Ooh, a waterfall.
Very scenic.
This is Daggerfall. If you think like the Riverlands in Game of Thrones, this map's a little more mountainous than I wanted it to, and the castle's a little too big. But
how exactly are we seeing this?
So you guys aren't seeing this. I'm just giving you this view. This is what Nick is seeing when he rolls up.
It's the visual treat that meets your ears when I return.
Yeah, Nick's description of it is so good. It creates a visual image in your minds.
Hey, you know what I'm really liking, Nick? That long fucking bridge. That seems like an excellent place for an ambush.
Mighty fine bridge. I like that bridge. Look at the architecture.
It's a long bridge. It almost looks like the whole caravan would fit on it, and nobody would be able to escape.
What if the bridge collapses and all the gold goes with it?
It could use some pillars, but it is a nice bridge. I'll give you that.
Do fire wizards have the ability to destroy bridges at will?
So
Fireball!
the bridge, I will say, the bridge in this map's a little long. There is a bridge. There's a bridge. It's just a short bridge. It could not fit an entire caravan on it. And generally, when Nick rolls up to it, I like your plan. I like your plan. It has a resemblance to the truth. But when you actually look at it, the bridge is a lot shorter. However, I think you'll see in the map that you eventually get to, Nick, I can't show you it right now. Actually, I might be able to show it just to Nick. Can I drag?
Which side?
You can turn everybody else's vision off, I think, Liam, and then just let him see.
I just promise not to look.
Everybody close your eyes until Liam says okay.
I'm just covering that. I'm still looking at.
Yeah, can everyone actually just not look? That would be honestly the easiest. I don't know if I can. I don't know if
minimized.
Are you gonna show a nice pair of titties?
I wonder if I can do this. Hang on. I figured out how to do it. Nick, you should be able to see something right now, right?
I've been transported, yeah.
Okay, nobody else is, I don't think.
Oh, look at them titties.
What?
Are they better than Janet Jackson's 2008?
Oh,
The reason YouTube exists.
That's so random.
You never forget your first pair of titties, Ryan. Come on.
Janet Jackson.
The Super Bowl. Then fucking
That's
what's his
like-
name?
That's
Ripped
such a that's
Yeah.
your standard.
Child.
That's your
What's-
standard, eh?
Yeah, that was my first pair of titties. I had dial-up internet. My dad needed the phone because that's where the job calls came through. I didn't discover masturbation until Jarhead, which came out in 2007.
Oh my god. Things we all needed to know desperately about Devin's sex life.
For a second, I thought he meant Jar Jar Binks. What the fuck?
Anyway,
Masturbation isn't
Shame,
part
but-
of your sex life, is it?
That might be all of your
It's
sex
your
life.
personal life.
Personal life. It's not sex life.
I know, you're right, Ryan. I just about said Devin's sex life as a child and realized how fucked up that was and immediately stopped. I'm not gonna be able to post this on YouTube yet, but anyway. Nick, I can't show you what's behind the black part, but that should give you enough of an idea of what you're looking at.
Yeah, okay. That's not currently though, like that's what it would be.
Yeah, that's
You see,
you're
are there two bridges on this that I'm seeing? Are you guys seeing the other bridge?
I do see the other bridge, yeah.
That looks more like a tactical ambush spot to me.
Oh, I like my bridges long, narrow.
This is
Long,
narrow.
strong,
The actual
heavy,
bridge is
strong.
narrow, but not super long. I'm just gonna give that to you. It's an entrance to the city, and it's usually just down without. Currently, Nick, you don't see any guards.
Do we care about the cargo or do we not?
Well, I like gold.
I like gold too. I don't want it to
Gold's
float
heavy.
away.
Gold's heavy.
No,
If it
we
ends up
know
in a
you
river,
like
we
gold.
suck it later.
We
No,
definitely know
Devin,
you like
don't,
gold.
Devin, you don't know he likes gold. You were allowed to do that because he wasn't here. Devin saw your purse before I realized that I shouldn't have let him see it. Sorry,
Let's
Ryan.
just say you were feeling very generous and you bought all of us drinks and dinner last session.
Nice.
He
and
didn't
paid for
spend
the
any
girls.
money. He didn't spend any money. Anyway,
Maybe 20. No.
So there you go, Nick. Now, roll me another
I like what I
perception
said.
check, please, as you go around, and I'll describe the city to you. And I think what I'll do is... So you saw that, Nick. Keep that in mind. And then everyone, I'm just going to show you this.
Oh, hit the wrong button there, I think. What the fuck? Another 2? God damn.
Okay. So
You can hey Nick, you can do your inspiration if you want. Just
I
a
mean,
reminder.
it's just perception. I mean,
This isn't really where I want to inspire,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think.
for sure.
so it
Nice
takes
looking
you.
keep
It
there.
takes you a while. So this is more accurately what it looks like. The port is almost, because of how close the river is and stuff like that, the port is very difficult to get to with wagons. But that main bridge right there, beside the thing called literally caravan grounds, is where all the caravans come through. So this is a more like accurate picture.
It's a sizable keep.
Okay.
That's a, see the apparition of Carly in the background.
Yeah. So Nick, you circle around for hi Carly.
Everyone says hi.
That's Devin. Fuck Devin. Fucking snow days.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Bitch, I'm at school getting fucking sneezed on and bit. Because why
Yeah,
do
Libby
we
has-
have children? They're
Libby had a
fucking
snow day
useless.
today.
They just
to sup-
scratch and bite you.
To
Never
support
shut
people.
Up.
To support people
Go to
like
bed.
you when you're old and feeble and need social security. That's why we have children.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Bought a
clean
motorcycle at
shit
30.
off my
It's my
shit off
midlife
my
crisis.
walls. Super excited for that part. Anyway,
It was the floor, but anyways.
so you circle around this city for a while, and you get a decent picture of some of the different areas. So that's one picture. And then you start, you start circling around, and you see this like large entrance to this like large building, and atop it flies a gauntlet flag. But as you circle in closer, you note that it is tattered. It's not well kept. And you circle above, and where you should see
Lovely.
sort of well-kept parade grounds that have been brushed or raked, and where you should see, braziers lit from the inside, smoke coming out of the chimney, you see none of this. For all intents and purposes, this place seems very, very empty.
Ghost town.
Not the town, just the
Oh,
Gauntlet garrison.
just that
the
specific-
Gauntlet garrison. Yeah, the rest of it is a bustling, small-ish city. It's
Interesting.
Is this
Oh.
the kind of city that looks like there might be orphans I could recruit?
every city has orphans.
Can
Their
can I
recruitability
swoop
is-
in? Can I swoop in lower looking for an orphanage? Because I know Steve or Wolrash would love some orphans for his posse.
Oh my god, we definitely can't put this on YouTube now.
There is an orphanage. You note it by the decrepit children around it. This is used up one of your hours. I'll get you to roll another perception check for me.
Is there smoke coming out of the chimney on the orphanage?
There is, yes.
Oh, okay, good.
And
Good,
as
good.
you, what did you roll for perception? Oh, you haven't rolled yet.
I just pulling that up.
No problem. Okay, with a 15, you enter into what is clearly... Oh, that came out real small. That's too bad. You guys can still see that, though, right?
Yeah, it's obviously like higher resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that came out so tiny, though, because I got the big version, I swear. Anyway, all right. Well, either way, that's what it is. You get into what's clearly the lower...
That looks scary.
The lower... it's called the Water Street, and it's clearly the, like, lower end area of the city. And it's near the port. As you're circling around the port... you come across... One moment. One second, guys. Sorry.
You do realize that Trotsky work got set ahead for diplomatic purposes, right?
What's that? Sorry.
What?
Unless it's to do with animal cruelty, he doesn't really give a shit about most things.
Ah, here we go. Okay, so this image won't pop up.
Maybe these.
Roll 20. So I'm going to quickly add it to the Discord under Where's maps? There's maps. File. You come across.
Shouldn't say it doesn't take things lightly. Go with that.
You come across this tavern, and it is clearly by the docks, clearly fairly decrepit. But you see outside the outside the docks, you see this thing, and it has a picture of there's a carving, a wooden sign carving, and it shows sort of a cow falling over with like drunk bubbles coming up, and a bottle beside it with 3 X's on it, and it's labeled the Happy Cow, but like the happy has like the H has like sort of half fallen off the sign. And the P is hanging on by 1 nail. It's up. The Y is hanging on by 1 nail, and it's upside down. But what you do see with a 15 perception is you see above the door to the right, in startling blue, is the sigil of the gauntlet.
Well, I guess I make a beeline for that. That's a good place then to start.
Why would they abandon their drill?
Let's find out.
I
Swoop down, let go of my wild shape, and line right beside the front door.
Can everybody see what I'm looking at right now? Can you guys see the map or not see anything?
I can see.
You can see a map? Okay.
I'm in a tavern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of sorts. With Sir...
There is to that. Look at
that. You... So, as...
Gangster grandma?
What's that, sorry?
I see Sir Istaval and a gangster granny barkeep?
Yeah. Effectively, yes. So as Ashrock is sort of going into this, the rest of you are talking amongst yourselves, and Lady Valentina comes down, and you guys are kind of talking about Daggerford. Or is Devin not here? Devin, can you hear me?
I think you went to pee.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so Lady Valentina starts describing what Daggerford looks like to you, because she's been there before. Built against the side of a low hill on the floodplains of the Delambir, this small walled town is dominated by the keep of the local Duchess, Lady Morwen of Daggerford. Counting the town of itself and its nearby hamlets and farms that look to it for protection and guidance, some 1,200 people call the area home.
Very small town. The size of Minnetonus.
Daggerford is kind of a pastoral haven.
Reference.
Wide, sprawling hills offer peaceful vistas, but are sometimes overrun by raiding orcs or goblins. The frequent caravans heading north to Waterdeep or south to Baldur's Gate need escort and guarding and can offer news of both these cities and the settlements between them. Several inns are ready to accept visitors, except for the busiest of trade and festival periods where they fill swiftly and many locals open up their homes to lodgers. Warriors in need of coin can help their purses by offering their services as trainers to the local militia or accompanying the town guard in its patrols. Daggerford is a town strategically placed along the tradeway within the idyllic countryside that encompasses the northern bank of the Delambir River. It is the largest settlement located between the metropolises of Waterdeep, 150 miles to the north, and Baldur's Gate to the south. So, you enter the tavern, and you see decrepit old barkeep serving a man in sort of resplendent armor, shined armor that's clearly like been used, but it's been shined up as if this man takes very... What's up?
I would have given him my amulet.
I thought I took Apollo's we'd talked about.
No, his is a Harper's.
Harper's. Oh, yeah.
I would have given him my gauntlet amulet.
Okay, so he's got both amulets. All right. Okay, fair enough.
I got all the amulets.
He's got all the amulets. You're gonna walk up just jingling.
Yeah. Get some retroactive continuity going on there.
I walk in the door and I start rifling through my amulets like my keychain, trying to find the right one.
You see a man, and I'm just gonna change how this looks here.
Time for some rye whiskey.
Anyway, I hold up the amulet of the gauntlet to the barkeep and say I need to see Sir Istabel. It's urgent.
And the barkeep nods. It says, "Esteval, you hear that? Somebody wants to see you." And Esteval turns to you in like a very like noble, upstanding voice that is not at all jive with this sort of dive. You do notice one thing though, Nick, as you walk in here. Everyone is kind of quietly nursing their drinks, but there's an air of like respect in here. While this looks like a dive, it much more resembles what we would call like a modern day legion. This is clearly a place where soldiers who've been battered and bruised in previous wars go to drown their sorrows. And the gauntlet sigil above the door is clearly elucidating that the barkeeper, the innkeep, is also a veteran. The one thing you note about Sir Istabel as he stands up is he's a very powerfully built man, still wearing his full armor. But as he goes to move towards you, he picks up a giant bone cane that is in a very strange shape. It looks like the bottom of a sort of a kneecap, but the end of it comes down to a point, and the top of it, it's almost like the bottom joint of a foot, like the long bone here, almost like a toe, but
like a giant's foot,
but like a giant one. So this is not a bone of any animal you recognize. And it's clearly been intricately carved and looks fairly imposing. And he stands up and says, kind of looks you up and down and says, and then sort of relaxes for a moment, smiles. And what can I do for one of your chosen crafts?
It's a big ask, but I come to you requiring assistance, and it may interest you, the urgency of the matter. We have a caravan. It's a couple days out now. Genma sent me. She said you were the one to talk to here. Do you know Genma?
I have no knowledge of this Gemna that you speak of. She's someone I have come across.
Well, she seems to know you.
Well, it is true. I am known to many. Such is the life when you live the life of an adventurer for long enough. I'm more well known to those here, however, and here is how I like to spend my days. How can I assist you? I have missed your kind. It is always nice to meet a druid in these parts. You're more than welcome here. And as he says you're more than welcome
how could you
here,
tell?
He gestures to a seat beside him, and you notice the sort of ambiance in the town, in the tavern, very much relax. So kind of when you walked in, the music kind of stopped. Everyone was staring at you very much like, who's this person? Why does he deserve to be here? This is our place he's invading. And as soon as Esteval says that, everyone relaxes. And he says, come. Unless they're about to be here by in the next hour, we have time to discuss this over a drink of mead. And
hell, it's not that urgent. I pop a squat and order a drink.
As for how I knew who you were, I adventured with a druid for a time. You carry yourself in a certain way, and not all have the animalistic grace that you exhibit. The way you enter a room, you check everywhere.
Haha, you sweet talker, you.
Escapes, but never like a paranoid warrior. Always like someone who just needs to know how to leave.
Alright, you got me. That deserves a drink. I'll order one for my new friend, Istavel, too.
And he goes, you're just his latest victim for old war stories.
I'd like to hear some stories about your druid friend one of these days, but that might be a matter for another time.
Indeed. Now, son, what can I do for you? How can old
So
Istavel help?
we got enrolled as a guard for a caravan here a while back, and we've been on the road. We suspect them to be involved with the cult of the dragon.
Cult of the Dragon? I thought they'd been... That's fairly serious accusations, son.
We do have some proof of communications between them. We got some cultists. There is a wizard of the Red Fae. Red
Wizard of Fae.
Involved with them. We got some caravans of gold. You guys might be interested in gold. I don't know.
Gold,
Might
I
sweeten
mean...
the deal for you.
The real question is this threat of the cult of the dragon. Gold is of interest to the local tax collectors. I only am interested in gold if it can raise an army or defeat an army. It's much.
There's some army raising gold in this caravan. As I'm saying that, I bring out the scroll and letters between communication between Asberajos and Rathmandar.
And who are you to
Mareed.
lay all this on me at the moment? What is your stake in this game? Before I read this, I must know from what angle you are coming to me. As much as I like your kind, I do need to know what you have to gain from this.
Just making the world a better place one day at a time.
So have you shown him sorry, Nick, I may have just misheard you. Have you shown him the amulets at this point?
I came in flashing it.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were just like getting them ready. Okay, you came in flashing them.
No, I found the one and I held it up.
Oh,
I came in just so they knew I was...
Sorry, that's my bad. That is my bad. He says, so he can change what he says a little bit. He says, membership in both the Harpers and the Gauntlet. And he says the Gauntlet, you can feel like this ripple kind of go through the arranged folks. It's quite an impressive repertoire. I assume you did not accomplish this all by yourself.
No, I got a good group of fine young men with me. We make a pretty good team. We're ragtag, but it works.
So I can see. Let me give
not like a finely molded squad of knights as you're familiar with, but
Got one knight. Got one.
Sometimes the best adventurers can be a motley crew. I have come to learn that not always does the land require a gleaming phalanx riding off in the sunrise. Sometimes you just need a group of people whose hearts are in the right place and will do what they must. Now, give me a moment.
I think that's what we got here.
And he starts to read. Roll me just like, whatever charisma-based skill you want, or just a basic charisma skill. But roll that with advantage for me.
Let's see what I got here. None of them are particularly good.
Other than deception, because you're not lying, so you can't roll that.
Yeah. I got...
Can I spend good vibes?
They're all... Yeah. I'll just... I guess I'll just persuade him. Can inspiration work for advantage? Like, can I reroll both or just one?
Well, you can just add your inspiration to whatever that roll was.
Oh, right, it just adds, yeah.
You just add, yeah.
A 10, I don't know.
10 will save you from whatever the fuck that
10?
was.
Yeah, I'll play my...
Okay, just drag and drop it onto the main screen.
10 is the best you can do other than an ace, so it's pretty good.
No.
The total is going to be 10.
I have a 6, yeah. All I can do is click it. I can't drag and drop it.
Should be able to play, no?
If you click onto
Right,
it,
right click play.
I forget. Oh no, I accidentally stole it from you. Well, whatever.
Oh, let it go. I'll let it go.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have it. Proof.
There we go. Drop the 6. Okay, perfect. You snort on your own drink, and he has to like physically choke, and he has to like pat you on the back as you were about to say something really, really dumb and accidentally offensive. You just kind of like snort this whatever you were about to say back into you and kind of blow it out your nose, which thankfully just makes him very concerned over your general ability to drink and not the faux pas of what I don't know what we were gonna roleplay of that faux pas was, but it was gonna be bad. It was gonna be bad. We avoided it.
It wasn't gonna end well.
It was
no.
kind of too bad. I like it.
That's what happens when we send the druid to negotiate with anything other than a tree stump.
Yeah, if he was nature, I could rock that.
That's okay.
Oh, fuck.
And he reads it, and as he reads it, he gets more and more serious. And he says, "Now, as you may know, we no longer have an active garrison in Daggerford. But give me a day or two, and I can bring some of my personal friends and knights together, and I can start calling on some of our contacts. Maybe this is far bigger than I. I will bring this to Lady Morwen, the Duchess of Daggerford, and this can get us to invest in bringing up. We lost many of our members because we were no longer able to pay them. We paid the city guard instead. The city hasn't been the most prosperous lately. We've had a few famines, a few floods. It's been a difficult time, so we had to let the gauntlet go. They didn't see a need to establish as large of a foothold here as they have in other cities, such as more problematic cities, such as Waterdeep or El Terrell. And so we were left picking up the tab of the garrison, and we were not able to upkeep it. But give me a day. There's several retired knights that just need to polish off their armor. The city guard I can muscle as well. I still have my position as the Knight Protector, the Lord Protector of Daggerford. And I will rustle up some of my Dragon Knight compatriots. Not all of them have seen battle in a year, in many years, but they all have their armor, and I'm sure they all have their skills.
Well, I hope you can gather them quick, because like I said, it is a timely matter. 2 days, 2.5 days, maybe.
That will be enough.
We don't have much time.
That will be enough.
And
now, if I may make a suggestion,
we do have a caravan full of gold. So if you need something to sweeten the deal for some of your contacts and repair
so where
your
did
city
this
after,
gold?
I'm sure.
This is not clear here. Where did the gold come from?
Do we know where it came from, or just
We don't know everywhere.
Stolen?
We don't know everywhere.
just say
We know
Green
some came from Green Nest, but this wasn't their first hit, was it?
It's most likely stolen from all over the land as they made their way through.
I can see that. I can see that.
I can't say who owns what, but it definitely isn't theirs. That's all I know.
We will have to play this the right way. Now, you saw the main bridge as you walk in, correct? It lies unguarded with just 2 guards there to make sure that no disturbances break out.
Your drawbridge, you mean?
Yes. What we will do is we will leave the drawbridge down. I will assign double the guards that are just checking papers. We will get your caravan master up front. As your caravan master is arguing with one of our guards, that will be the signal. And I will muscle my cavalry in behind the major gate. As I muscle my cavalry in the sides, I will need you to give this specific whistle loud enough for me to hear. And my cavalry will ride out at once, surround. Now, where are the cultist wagons? Are they at the front, the back, the middle? Where are they?
think they're more front oriented, aren't they? I can't
Front.
remember.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That will prove what I will need for you is as the in my experience, I cannot trust caravan guards. I know the city guard, I know the city watch. I can convince them to be swords at the ready. My knights, my cavalry, I can convince them to be ready. They have pikes, so we will be able to hold. What I need for you to do is to be able to position yourselves so that your carts are in behind the cultists, so that when we come out the gate and surround them in one quick movement, they have nowhere to run. Can you arrange yourselves in that manner? It doesn't have to
We
be
could
right
do
away.
that. I think we could cause a distraction to occupy most of the caravan guards, so there's no casualties that get in your way either.
Wonderful.
If that would be
The caravan
be an
guards should
advantage
stand
too.
down when they see the city watch colors. Generally, they do, because we are the city watch of Daggerford, and we will be wearing Daggerford's colors. And I will also make sure my knights are outfitted with the purple cloak of the Knights of Coromir. But if you can, if you, I think what we will do. Where is your caravan positioned? Where's your cart
We're
positioned?
near
in
the rear.
Near the rear. Near the rear. He pounds his fist on the table. Here's what we'll do.
So,
As my city guardsmen stall the caravan master, I need you to slowly move up the caravan with your carts. The road bisects and is usually meant for caravans to come in and come out. But given the timing, you guys should arrive near sunset, which would put it as a low traffic time. So I need you to move up that side. Bear with the yelling and the arguments, because I'm sure some carts will try and block your way, stuff like that. Move up there, move in behind, and block their exit. Can you do that for me?
that's what I was thinking too. A blockade would be. I saw that where it bisects. Either an ambush or blockade would be of advantage there. I think.
Excellent. We will construct this plan, and hopefully we will end this with no bloodshed.
That would be
while
preferred.
I do not I can't say I wouldn't enjoy a fight with cultists such as these. In my experience, these type of cultists used to raise undead dragons and such, but these letters speak of planning on a whole new level. This is something much different. There is one. I will send a letter to the Lord's Alliance, to Waterdeep. Our only issue. This is an issue for another time. But I will send an owl. It's not an owl. It's not Harry Potter. I will send a raven. Sure, we'll go Game of Thrones. I will send a raven to the Council of Waterdeep. I still hold some pull there, as my honors in the battle that confirm me such. And he said, after all, the green dragon that gave up this bone, she didn't go down easily. And he pats his cane.
Huh.
I like where your head's at.
Should ask him if he can swing that sword with one hand. Pretty big fucking sword.
I'm not gonna doubt my new friend here. I'm sure he's very capable.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Horseback's a different animal.
We're getting the Knights of the Old Republic. Keywords old here.
Okay. So as for the rest of you can. He said, please have a night here on me. You need to rest from your travels. Go in the morn. And he says, now again, and he gives out this trill that is a clear it is as close as you know as a human could make to the piercing cry of a peregrine falcon, and you're kind of amazed that he can make this noise. It's a very talented man, and clearly maybe his druid friends have taught him a thing or two.
Like
As a shepherd of the druid, can I make out if he's actually saying a specific word or phrase with his cry, or is it just him
Roll me a
mimicking?
nature check. So I mean, you're not rolling well tonight, but even without, even with
Get
just
him out of the way.
even with just the 9, you can identify that this is someone who has been coached to make this sound, clearly by someone who is used to making specific animal noises with a human or a humanoid throat. So this is something that's been taught to him. He didn't just pick this up
So
by
I-
studying
Back to
birds.
So after he does that, I say, "How about another round of some stories of this druid friend you spoke of?"
Indeed, indeed. And so he regales you with a tale of how the first time he ran into the green dragon, known as...
Phil. The Green Dragon Phil.
That's Philip Handrex the Great to you.
known as Catharlax.
Short for Kathy.
You're harshing my vibe. Next time it's going to be a D4 psychic damage. And
To
so
you or to us?
both. Devin said too many whiskeys. All right. So anyway, he regales you with a tale about the first time they tried to trap the green dragon, and how his druid friend was able to summon a horde of golden canaries, which, as you may or may not know, is a symbol of the is symbolic of the god Paladine and his 7 dragons that travel along with him. And they were able to not only detect which end of the cave the dragon was breathing, because green dragons have poison breath, but before they died, were able to startle the green dragon awake and actually kind of scare it and get it to come out the tunnel the opposite way, where they and their adventurers tried to trap it. They did not succeed that time, but it was a close thing, and they were able to actually harm the green dragon, Catharlax, in that fight. And that was the start of the great rivalry that eventually felled Catharlax.
Noble escapade indeed.
Okay, so while this is happening,
Such exquisite language for a druid.
Oh, I've got this very holy knight traveling with us. He's been teaching me the way of the language of his people.
he says, "Is there anything I should know about you and your compatriots? Is there anything my men should know about you and your compatriots? What you look like? Is there anything?
Ooh.
Is there any one of you that would elicit a negative reaction from my knights? Do you hold any bugbears or something in your companions?"
I mean, we do have a. If you got something against dragons, we got a dragon folk with us.
Dragonborn or
He's a
not?
good guy.
As long as
Okay.
he's not a half dragon. Those are creatures
No,
of evil.
nothing like that.
A dragonborn.
We stand out. You'll notice us. We got a dragonborn. We got an angelic figure. He's pretty shiny. We got a couple humans. One of them has a little goblin that hangs tight with him. You'll see that. He's a ranger. And then we got a holier than thou knight. You might like him.
Why is he in a dungeon? Are we concerned?
That's his basement.
He's blinked twice.
What?
I have a newspaper with today's date on it.
Charlie wants to see you hold the newspaper with today's date and blink twice if you need help. Feels like you're locked in the dungeon.
A little bit, but that's okay. I got a coffee mug. That count?
Don't forget the black ethereal horse that may or may not be.
He
may or
traveled
may
with
not
the
be a
druid.
demon.
He's seen conjurations. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the
So,
horse
yeah.
looks like a normal horse. People can't tell that it's an ethereal horse. It just
Oh
looks
really?
like
I thought it was like the eyes are red, or something
Uh,
like that.
I didn't. I mean, maybe, but they aren't like glowing. Like it's not like a demon horse.
No, okay.
Like they maybe if
It's
someone
not
looked
gonna
close. It's not something people wouldn't draw alarm to it unless they got real close to your horse, and then they're like, that is not a normal horse. But like
Yeah.
from afar, it's just a fucking horse. As smart as he is,
I do have to warn you. Though, our holy knight, he's gonna try really hard to impress you. Just maybe throw him a bone. He's a good guy at heart.
You
He really likes his lances.
You are a kind friend.
Lance
you are
charges.
A kind friend.
I try to be.
Fuck me, buddy.
Okay. So while all this is happening, you guys, while Nick's away, you guys are going to have an encounter. So I would like Ryan, you to cook up whatever you'd like to cook up.
Yep.
Knowles again.
Do we have any fish here?
I'm assuming this river that runs through Daggerford probably follows the road.
I would say that there's probably a river. Now that you're about 2 days away from Daggerford, there's probably a river you could fish out of. Sure. Do a survival check for
Okay,
me.
well,
Ooh, that's strong. Ooh, rye whiskey.
Yeah, is that you want
Pretty
to make
good.
the lightly fried fish fillets?
You bet.
Is that seriously one of the recipes? Is lightly fried fish fillets?
Yep.
That's the recipe.
That's the recipe.
Slightly.
So, complete sidebar. When we were down in Mexico last time, I was eating with Carly's parents and a little bit hammered. Thought the father-in-law got some chicken fingers, left his plate undefended, grabbed the chicken finger off his plate, thinking, heck yeah, chicken fingers. It was lightly fried fish. Very sad.
Very
Did not live up
disappointed.
to the hype. Yeah, super disappointed. Be back in a moment.
Okay.
So Steve is not a fish guy. So you don't like to eat, eh, Steve? I feel bad for Carly.
Gross. That was unnecessary. That was so unnecessary.
The amount of jokes he makes about my wife, I fucking owe him.
That was
I fucking owe him.
so out of
fucking owe
fucking
him
left
so
field.
many.
That was so out of left field.
Yeah, that one was a little forced. I don't know.
That was just like
No, you
out
should.
of
You
fucking nowhere.
should. Well, you should see Liam. Like during our other game, he hits on Libby the whole game, all the time. So you know
In
what? I owed him
character,
one or
though?
two.
In character.
In character. In character.
Yeah. Totally different.
Okay. Anyway, on that note, we're gonna go back to. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Did I make the fish fillets?
Yes, yes, you did. You made them 100%. So everyone gets a +2 to their Constitution saves for the next 8 hours.
Just con saves.
Just con saves.
I'm making macros for all of these, by the way.
Wait till you see the cake I can make when I get the ingredients.
Is it a birthday cake?
No, it's a cake.
Does
It's
it have
very good.
sprinkles and jam?
Well, I've got one that can kill people, and I've got one that can.
Pretty good kid.
Okay.
Can you make angel food?
So the first day after Asherock leaves, you guys, that first morning, you guys wake up to Asherock leaving. Everything's like fine. It's a very, very uneventful day. You guys are just kind of traveling along. Not a big deal. I'm gonna wait till everybody comes back, but the first day is totally fine. You guys still have to-
That seems like intermission.
Yeah.
Seems like intermission, Liam.
Yeah, that's fine.
Feel like the hour and a half 45 rule.
Yeah.
So how's school treating you there, Nick?
Almost done first semester now, so
I'll be right
we'll
back.
start it all over again right away.
Yeah. How are the kids?
Like most of them are good. There's the odd couple, but one was the real pain in the ass in the start. He got better, but
Yeah.
then I don't know. There's just some that are whiny little bitches, to put it frankly. But,
Just don't want to do anything, or
they just, I don't know, complain about everything.
that's
But then, I don't know. I learned some things now for next semester and
yeah.
try
Are you
to
taking
be
your
harder on them.
Are you taking your vocational courses? That's what I find.
Yeah, I
It's
started that.
like I found with coaching, it's a hard line to walk. If you stray too far into the friend zone, it's really hard to bring back. You got to
It's just
maintain
like
your
grade
authority.
10s that are just wild. Like, my 11s and 12s, I can be friendly with and joke around, but then still maintain that.
Yeah,
I don't even,
maintain
it's not
the
even
authority.
that level, it's just that they're shitheads and, I don't know, they're
Grade
wild.
10, grade 10 is like the hangover years from middle school. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're shitheads.
Grade 10 is when you start to become
yeah.
a little bit human.
My 11 and 12s are great, like, I have no issues with them, it's just the 2 or 3 grade 10s. I have, like, 30, 40 of them, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
Just
And
grade
how are you
10s.
finding? How are you finding the work-life balance? Are you finding a lot better than working for Blair?
Oh yeah, like I'm home every day, right?
Yeah.
I got in a routine now. Started working out again in the morning, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Do
Oh yeah,
that,
for
come
sure.
home. I actually help Bailey cook supper, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Cook again.
Yeah, I guess
And,
doing desk
I
job,
don't
you'd
know.
have to work out for sure.
Yeah. Well, mine's not so bad because I'm always moving around the room too. I'm not just sitting there. At least
That's true.
I'm out of my chair more than I'm in it. So.
Yeah. Well,
But,
that's a good sign. It's a good thing.
But free time still seems, I don't know. There's always something to do. That doesn't change.
It seems like I find free time you got to make. You have to make free time. You got to say piss on that for now. I'm not going to worry about that for a bit. And
Well,
and just
especially
do your free time.
This time of year too is filleting, eh? So most of the weekends
Oh, okay.
we're up in Dawson Bay filleting, and
Yeah. So working for free, eh? More or less.
she makes the money, so
It's fair.
basically combined income anyway. So
How's her grooming doing?
good. She tried to slow down a bit. She's I don't know. I don't know if we talked to you about it or not. They finally diagnosed her with rheumatoid arthritis. So all the
Shit. No,
all
yeah,
the
you
joint
didn't.
pain and swelling that's been flaring up and in and out for the last I don't know how many years. Now they finally got that, so she's taking some meds for that.
Just
And
immunosuppressants.
yeah, just to get the levels down, and then it's harsher stuff now, and hopefully once they're down, it'll kind of mellow out. But she's been on it for 6 months or so, and she's still on the harsh stuff.
Oh wow.
So every Monday she takes that, puts her out for a day, sometimes 2 if it's real bad,
Really?
and then
Shit.
yeah.
That sucks.
But then she cut it down to 3 dog days, so she'll do a couple little ones and a big one. So
Oh, okay.
she's working from 8 till 3 or whatever with that.
I guess.
And
Yeah.
it's not too
Okay.
much for her, at least. So she slowed down a little, but it honestly, she can book dogs, I don't know, 8 weeks out, and it makes it easy for scheduling and that.
Nice.
She's not gonna do the kennel then.
Still in the future she might, but got
Yeah.
other shit to figure out right now anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off though.
Intermission over.
So, first morning, first day, nothing happens. Extremely uneventful, especially for your travels. It's very strange. The morning that Nick would be starting back in... One moment.
I also would have asked,
Yep.
does he want me to come for his audience with Lady Morrowind, or is he just going to handle that? Like, if he could use my
He said he'd be
story.
better off handling it by himself. She probably
Okay.
wouldn't. She's a busy woman, and until you've really proven yourself as like someone that should have an audience with her, it's very, very difficult to get an audience with her. So he thinks it would be much better if he just went himself. He will ask to borrow the letters for the morning, and then he'll give them back to you if you can wait before you leave in the early morning.
Oh yeah,
He'll give them back to you.
for sure.
He gives you back the amulets right away, though. She'll trust his word that you're a member of the Harpers and of the Gauntlet.
Do we trust
Sounds good.
him?
What other shot we got right now, right? Oh, I'll put my trust in him with those for now. See if I get
Fair
them
enough.
back or not.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If I don't get them back, well, that's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, then it's off spelunking in city jails until you get some work, right? But no, he's like, spoiler alert, he does give them back to you because it's that morning.
Okay.
So you are fine to
Fly away.
Make my way back.
start making your way
A
back.
short drive, as we call it in the business.
A short drive.
Short drive.
in as you're traveling back, well, before you even leave, actually, in the gray pre-dawn light, everyone in the caravan is awakened by a scream, an ear-piercing shriek coming from the front of the caravan. The guards are up. Everyone is up. Everyone rushes towards it, including what do you folks do? Do you rush towards it or do you wait?
I mount up and grab my lance.
Okay, so you ride ahead. So you're ahead of everyone. You're on the horse, so you kind of like ride up, and sort of there's already a small crowd forming. You get there before most people, though, Ander. The rest of you, are you following? Are you waiting? Or why is there no music playing?
Liam plays combat music the entire diplomatic counter. When combat ensues, no music. Also, technically, Wild Shape is a vehicle, so I can get why you call it a drive.
There we go. It all adds
Just
up.
your
in the end.
consciousness is going for a ride. There are silly vibes tonight, Liam. I'm sorry.
Your horse clatters up, and as it clatters up, you get there, and there's already a small crowd forming, and it's at the cultist's last wagon, and several of the cultists are armed and blocking sort of the view of the wagon, but you can see that one of the like tarps holding everything together is sort of like flapping in the wind, like someone has cut the tarp open. There's two cultists blocking. There's one cultist standing on the back of the cart, and he's kind of blocking the view inside, but you see the tarp kind of waving. And then you see on the ground there is one of the cultist guards on the
Super
ground.
healthy.
And you see like Larian Keenblade is up there. Quite a few different characters from the caravan. The halfling that always has all the booze is right there, and the caravan master comes on a horse shortly after. Shortly after this. So you are effectively where are you, Ander? Come up here.
Oh, question, Liam. When does my lay on hands regenerate? Short or long, or is it half short, full long?
I think it's half short. It just recovers to half.
Yeah, okay. But that's congruent, so I can go from 20 to 25.
I thought we just said it recovered to half, like it recovered up to half, and then stayed there, and then
Up.
at long rest it covered all the way.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I like that better,
Because then
honestly.
you can't like every day get
Yeah.
half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to set the scene here. And you see the blonde cultist that you originally pissed off a long time ago, and she sees you ride up and jump off your horse, and she just screams you and instantly draws her like two-handed broadsword, and she screams that you did it, you killed him. I know it was you.
I'm triggering Emissary of Peace right away.
Okay, Fair
Um,
enough. And the caravan master says,
I shrug my shoulders and I say, I just got here. I heard the screams and I came here. There are 30 caravans that would have seen me riding up after the stream.
everyone
What are you talking about?
Caravan master says, everyone hold. Weapons down. And the cultist does not lower her weapon, but you haven't drawn a weapon yet, right? You're just emissary of peace?
Emissary of peace, but I already had my lance out, so.
Okay, so you got your. Are you like? But you jumped off your horse to see what was happening. So you still have your.
No, I
lance
stay
up.
on my horse. Why would I give up that advantage? Why would I give up my
You couldn't have
advantage on
seen
my
it
horse?
otherwise. You couldn't have seen it otherwise.
I-
We couldn't get through the crowd.
I would have a better advantage. I would have a better advantage.
You can't get through the crowd.
Okay,
You
fine.
got to. You got to be off
Fine,
your horse.
Fine.
Like-
I'm off my horse.
Okay.
Fine.
You can't. You can jump back on your horse if in like 10 feet. You could definitely make it there
Mhm.
and be on your horse in a second.
Okay.
But in order to like,
All right.
be in this, you can't like be on your horse as well.
Yep. Roger.
But you can see that whereas before, the mood would have been back and forth, or everybody would have been, would have been like backing up, making room for you two, or they would have been like grumbling about like violent guards and stuff like this. This time, everyone's kind of staying where they are. No one's like, everyone's giving her a wide berth, but everyone's kind of whispering, and she shouts, "It was done by a longsword. I know your blade." And the caravan master goes, "How can you be sure? How can you be sure it was his blade?" And she just screams at you, "I know it." And he was like, the caravan master says, "Enough." And he like points to two of his guards and draws them forward, and they like hold spears up. Like they're obviously kind of scared of her, to be clear, but they hold their spears out. Are the rest of you guys as a group? The rest of you guys, are you, except for Nick, because he's still flying, are the rest of you making your way up with this, or are you staying back where everything's like, there's clearly no?
Can I do an insight check on her
I'm gonna be
to
running up
see
and
her
joining.
martial ability?
Interesting.
I was. I don't even know he was going up for a square go. But there you go.
He jumped on his, like, hear the scream. Everyone woke up to the scream. Everyone saw each other wake up to the scream. He just jumped on his horse and went. So it's up
I
to you
had
guys.
earplugs in.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I usually sleep in my hauberk. It's not, hauberk isn't terrible to sleep in.
Okay, fair enough. I'm
I was
just
smoking
asking
some
wherever
real
the
good
people
stuff
are.
last night.
If they're coming, if great. If not, totally fine. I just want to know if people are like 30 feet, 100 feet back.
I'm over here
Okay,
by the river.
sounds good. Woolrash?
I'm going to be. I mean, I'm not exactly one for subtlety or staying back, so I'm going to be charging in there as well. I feel like there's a conflict ready to be solved with a hammer.
Azazel will follow you, Woolrash. He'll kind of be behind you. So you two are about 40 feet away at this point, I would say. You're pulling ahead slightly because you have a better movement speed. So Apollo, you can kind of see where this is going down, but you've kind of casually walked off into the wilderness. But you're like, I would say 80 feet away right now. You know, you can't see through the crowd, but you see that there is a crowd. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just observing for now.
And here's the thing: as he points the caravan master points the guards,
Is this the map we're using? Are we on the map?
Yeah, we're on the map. Someone in the crowd shouts out, "How'd you even know it was him?" And then it's kind of echoed a bit. Yeah. And they say, and one of the other cultists shouts up, "They want what's in our carts. We've known it from the start. That's why they killed him." And
What's in your carts?
And the cultist immediately, like with an audible snap, shuts his jaw. And the blonde woman, who's like lowered the tip of her broadsword at this point,
I point.
point of her broadsword, says, "It doesn't matter." And the caravan master says, if something is missing, report it. I understand there was one other among you that had something stolen recently, and we never found the culprit there, did we? I'm starting to wonder about your group. And you see kind of the crowd. What you guys have done is you've saved this caravan several times over. And all of that is kind of having an effect where people in the crowd, where they used to kind of like back away or be like, what's like, fuck both these guys, they're so rowdy, like why are these people always getting into fights? They're kind of like milling about,
Posturing.
but they're
posturing.
They're posturing not against you folks this time. The mode has changed. They've seen you fight, and you see Volgo Bone Chin come up, and he basically says, to hell with this group. How and he looks down and he says, a lot of you muddled the footprints. We couldn't see who it was even if we tried now.
Can I do that insight check?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So you're checking her martial prowess with an insight check?
Yep. Just seeing her in general. See if I could take her. If I think I could take her.
I can't believe you're going to try coming on to her, Devin.
Eyeing her up and down.
13.
I'm gonna put something in her.
Did we rest, by the way? Like, did we get a full rest? Or
Not a
anything?
full rest yet. Not a full rest.
Okay.
You're still traveling.
Yep.
You think you could take her. You think that she's a skilled warrior. She seems like a skilled warrior. She seems like she would be a bit to take down. But you think her confidence in her abilities is above her intelligence.
As this is going on, can I start walking somewhere?
Yep, absolutely. Where would you like to go?
I like to walk all the way around back here and all the way up here. And I'm gonna sit up here in these bushes.
You certainly can. And let me just measure the distance to see where you're at. Oh, this is all going down.
How high is that? How high is that cliff?
I will say, you're technically you're trying to make your way up here, Ryan. I see where you're trying to go at, but in order to get up there, you're starting right here. So it took you enough time while all this is going down that you're currently here. So you're a bit. Let me just because now you should be about. Yeah, you're about 60 feet away from the body. So from that vantage point, you can kind of see it, but you still see a bunch of people milling about. If you get to the edge, you should be able to see the body, but you're not quite there yet.
Remind me, who's this?
Larian Keenblade is the person that Slava thought was a bard who's somewhat enamored with Slava, who helped you guys in the assistance against... He's like the kid in over his head with the cultists. He's technically a member of their group, he's bullied by them, and he's kind of enamored by Azazel.
I look at... What's her name again?
The cultist? You don't know the cultist's name.
The one with the broadsword?
You don't know her name. She's never just the blonde. Yeah. Okay. What about the blonde?
Yeah. I point at her and I say, if you really think it was my blade, I will let you taste the real thing, and let the gods be the judges.
This is so sexual.
And the caravan master says, none of that. Enough blood has been spilt this day. When we get to Daggerford,
she has questioned my honor. She has questioned my honor.
I understand that, and you have built up goodwill with your protecting us with said honor, with said blade. Do not squander it here. There has been a crime committed. We will make a record of it. I will have my guards investigate. We will make a record of everyone here. And when we get to Daggerford, there will be an investigation. Their city watch will conduct an investigation. Oh man, Slava's only leaving now. Jesus Christ, he must have got mandated for almost a full 16.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's got to be 16.
Yeah, he's usually home at 7. So 15, I guess.
Shall we count that as -1 Paragon point?
I would say yeah. Like jumping to violence that quickly is not very redemption of you. Not very cash money of your redemption arc. And so the caravan master says that, and that at this point, the blonde, like, she clearly is staring at you with abject hatred in her eyes, but she's looking around and she's realizing she can't, just because she has a fair few cultists at her back, doesn't mean she can turn this situation to her advantage, and she's lost the advantage the moment that that you specifically said, what's in your cart, because everyone's suspicious of them now. Because they've been weird and standoffish and super weird about, they never join in with anyone. Everyone's gotten to know each other a decent amount along this caravan. You've gotten to know some people, you know? And everyone's kind of
We've been on it for a year and a half, so yeah, I would hope so.
Anyway.
I nod my respects at the caravan master.
Okay.
Loosen. My posture visibly loosens. I shake my head a little bit, and the fire dies out of my eyes to a certain extent.
Larry and
I don't turn my back on the cultists, but I do walk back towards my friends.
Larry, at this point, you guys are arriving, and Larry and Keenblade sort of breaks away from the cultists, and he kind of like, sort of like, they see that they're very defensive. They're kind of, and he sort of like almost like takes this opportunity to sort of escape their notice, and he circles around, kind of through the bushes over here, and comes back to where you guys are at, and he said he comes up to Azazel, and he just goes, you didn't do it, right? And Azazel says, why would I commit murder? Why would I do that? And Larry says, I thought so. I thought so. No, I knew it wasn't you. I don't know who did it, but she says it was a longsword. But I was the second person to see the body, and a longsword would have gone through. It didn't go through. It just went in. That's not a longsword, is it? And Azazel says,
I overhear this, and I say, my longsword would have gone. Someone else's may not, but mine would have.
Azazel just says, I knew not of martial prowess. My friends do. Ooh, that's a good cherry. I bought the fancy Luxembourg cherries. They're like $20 a jar, but oh my god, the old fashions are so good.
Worth it.
And Larian says, it's what I thought. When we get to Daggerford, it's known for its inns. Did you know that? He kind of says this to your group, but mostly to Azazel.
Are these inns of the discretionary type?
I wouldn't know, but I was wondering if I could join you for a drink and perhaps a song.
Fraternizing with the enemy. What would your allies think of that?
Well, they were just stopping in, and they don't often keep... They're really busy, and I just thought after our fight it would... And then Volgo Bonechin kind of like overhears all this happening, and Azazel's just kind of standing there, cocking his head to the side, sort of examining Larian, and Larian's getting more and more flustered, and Volgo just like, he doesn't give a shit. He walks up, sees what you guys are talking about, kind of overhears like Larian stumbling, and goes like, comes up and just like biffs him upside the back of the head and says, "Don't worry. Yeah, we'll have a drink. Just quit your yammering. We'll have a good one around on me for all of us. Ain't that right, boys? And he hears like they're behind him. There's one of his like constantly like just like a shadow, basically an accompanying dark shadow guard, shade guard, comes up kind of behind him, and he just grunts confirmation. That's what I thought. There's an old haunt for warriors in Daggerford, little known place by the docks, called the Happy Cow. Warriors of great renown have drank there for many years. We'll take you there. It's not known for its music, so we'll probably get you to play a song. How's that sound? Group of warriors going to a place where warriors dwell. Indeed.
Aye.
Okay. You know what, Devin? I never got you to. I meant to roll a charisma check with Emissary of Peace, and I never did it because you just consistently rolled 20s. Do you want to roll that in hindsight for me with your
Sure.
+5?
I think I can do it anyways.
Okay.
Second.
Just see how much goodwill with the
blind.
caravan master you have.
Persuasion?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, 17's fine. Okay.
Only 7.
Only 17.
Only 7.
Only 17. So, so ends this encounter. What I would like you to do is, in the next day or two, in the next, like by the next evening, or by this evening, not Apollo, Alfred Ashrock will have gotten back. By the end of the next day, that will be a Saturday, you
They count days in this time?
we count weeks, so I just count. It takes you 4 weeks to get to Waterdeep. This is the end of the 3rd week. So at the end of each week, you hit either a town or a city. So that's just how I'm doing time. So by the end of the 6th day of this week, you will have arrived at Daggerford. So what I would like, Ryan, is if you would like, you could cook your group a scrumptious lunch of whatever you would like.
Scrumptious.
And then there will be the next encounter, given that you know it will be at the gates of Daggerford. And I will just move us.
I can find some sort of game to kill. I can make a stir fry.
Okay, roll a survival check for me. Your which one? Actually, roll a survival check with advantage because Mushu will be helping you. And that's 2 days out of this week now. Nick.
So I say
He's
to when
Yeah.
Nick is back by now, or Ashrock's
Nick
back
is
by now.
Ashrock is
I
back
think
by now.
Josh.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's described
So I
the
asked-
events happening. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I ask Ashrock. So the gauntlet, how fare they?
Oh, they're beaten and battered, but talking to. I think they can round up a crew to help us with our conquest here. They'll be hidden behind the gates. I got a signal with a whistle when we're ready. They'll come
What
out
a-
with their cavalry. We'll have to have the back barricaded off. We'll trap the cultists where they are, front gates.
So does Lady Valentina know about this plan, or shall we leave her caravan behind?
I mean, so far you guys are the only ones I've told, so not yet.
I think that's
If
your. I
we-
think that's your alley there, Steve, to negotiate with the good lady.
Yeah, I think I should probably bring her up to speed on what's going on.
If we can keep her at the back out of shenanigans with cult, it might be for the best.
Yeah, I feel like she's probably not one to jump in there, but maybe I misread her too.
Okay. 2 seconds, guys.
Any of the guard? Have we fraternized with any of the guard? Who among them would pull sword for us?
Phrasing.
Intentional.
I think the guard may be kind of neutral, but with the garrison at Daggerford, that might be enough to change your mind on our side.
Aye. They will see which direction the wind blows and adjust their sails accordingly, let us hope. As-
That the night before you arrive at Daggerford, you guys are all kind of sitting around the campfire, and you kind of are all off doing your own thing. Ander, you're blacksmithing. Um, uh, Ashrock, we still have to work about your leather working with the stuff, but we'll do that off game when we have some time. It won't be
I
done.
haven't had much time to work on that during
Yeah, exactly that too.
these latest events. So
Um, uh, Worash, you're kind of off by yourself this night, and Lady Valentina steps down from the cabin, the cart. Why, hello. How are you doing this evening? I wanted to speak about our recent exploits. Is travel with you and yours usually so eventful?
Travel with me is always eventful.
As she steps gracefully around the log, it looks as if she's about to slip for a moment, and then she catches herself. And your combat trained eyes can't help but notice that the way she catches herself bears that same trace of training that Ander has. Not necessarily knighthood, but that it's been someone who's been trained in the art of combat. What type of training? You can't be sure. But the only people you've seen catch themselves like that are Ander. But the only people that you've seen catch themselves that silently are Ashrock and Apollo. I have been speaking with my brother. He says the fresh air is doing him good when he is coherent. We all have our demons, and this time he promised he was on the mend, but I have my doubts.
I'm going to take my pole of collapsing, which is down to what, a foot.
Yeah.
I'm going to extend that out to the length,
Okay.
close enough to her so that it, not to actually strike her or hit her.
Okay.
Well, actually, you know what? It stops when it hits somebody. I'm just going to point it like square at her chest or shoulder and stick it straight out so it hits her.
She catches it.
And I look at her. There's
Is this how you greet a friend?
not a mere merchant. We are friends. What are you? There's more to you than you are letting on.
She
And
pushes
for
the
the
pole.
record,
Pushes the
that
pole.
pole would stop when it hit you, not strike you.
She pulls the pole. You like to test your women. Okay. Let me be honest. I am not the caregiver I have made myself out to be. I tire of this familiar care over an heir that does not deserve it. My family are trained to survive the violence that life has thrown of us. Are you familiar with the legend of the Belmonts?
No, I'm not.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but we were once the best vampire hunters this land has ever known. But sometimes the things you hunt, when the predator hunts a predator, you never know which predator will end on top. And our family, they are as broken, spread about the land. And our abilities, I have had to train for what I am good at. Others have gifts passed down through generations that they are squandering. This irritates me.
And that's why you don't approve of your travel companion there.
You know, she gives you sort of a tired smile. She says, you know, I am not usually one to speak on such familiar matters. She flicks her long dark hair behind her neck, proud jawline outstretched against the flickering light. Says, but you and your friends, you have done more for my family than many have in a long time. And we, well, one grows tired of relying on individual strength and family pride alone. If I am to take one lesson from my ancestors' failure, or perhaps we can call it their costly success, is that even winning alone can feel worthless if it is just that, alone.
I feel like she's hitting on me, but I also feel like I wouldn't pick up on that.
That's a good character. I'm not saying she's hitting on you. I'm just saying that seems true to your character, which is probably why she's having such an honest conversation with you, because she's not fucking horny paladin boy down there.
What a choice of words for a druid. Bah.
There are
that
many
has
ways to
meaning
fuck
to
a
you.
goat. You can use barbed gloves. You can put the hooves in your boot.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I need jasmine. I poured myself a whiskey because jasmine tea wasn't doing it, but you know what?
You made a good choice.
Sorry, bull rash.
If you're sick of traveling alone, you join our companion group.
She smiles at you. Says, "You do have your companions, do you not? You,
I like to keep some minions around me.
ah, minions. You share a bond, though, do you not?"
We've been through a lot together.
She says, "Would that I could, but as I said, I am headed to my family's ancestral home in Barovia. But the thing is, I know you carry with you something more." Ah, she stops. She looks at you, stares straight at you, says, "Others talk of honor, but I trust you at your word. Can I count on you when all your adventures have pushed you through? If I still have need of an ally, would you come to my aid?"
As long as your cause does not conflict with what is right, I would help you.
She smiles and says, "What is right? We are not wrong. I will say that. But we fight monsters, and I am concerned, I admit, of what might happen to me going back to my ancestral home and fighting monsters yet again. I hope I do not become like them, you know?"
I understand. If when fighting evil, it is crucial that one does not become evil itself.
You are wise if you will not fault me for saying this. Beyond your appearance. I respect that. People underestimate us, don't they, Wolrash, Rankad?
Indeed, I am a mighty dragonborn barbarian of 15 years, many of which I spent with my wise uncle in the middle of the wilderness. I'm glad you appreciate my wisdom.
Wisdom is sometimes taught, other times natural talent. She says, but
I
to,
feel I
to
feel
be
like I'm
serious,
not getting a reference here.
to be
I feel like I'm
serious,
not getting a
15
reference.
years old.
yeah, he's not old.
What?
He's really young. He's really young. Everyone just thinks
A
he's really
child.
old. Everyone just thinks he's
A
really
child.
old, and I just roll
You're
with that
traveling
because
with a child.
he's a dragonborn and no one gets it, and he's just like, well, this is just life. He's had a hard life.
Do they live to like 30?
No,
And
no,
they
no.
just, like, 'cause
Dragonborn
they're
live like a
cold-blooded, they just die?
no. Dragonborn live like a normal amount of time. I think they live like slightly more than humans. Humans are the shortest
I
lived, next
I
to
rolled
like
some weird
goblins.
stats. I'm a little bit older, but
I just kind of forget that you're 15 because you don't act 15, and therefore I react to how you act. But then when you pull it in, and she goes,
Also, I'm like 90, just as a side note.
yeah,
I knew
It's
that.
like that's like 12 for an elf though. So it's
Yeah.
like that's fair enough.
You and Wolrash are effectively the
Children.
same age, but
Children.
not technically the same age.
I'm surrounded by children.
I have a simple approach on life.
So to finish this off, I don't want to continue in this alone. I hope that when I call on you, you will still see the me that I am now, and we can be allies again. But we are nearing my home, days away. I would give you something as a signature to show that we do have a bond. Something. Whatever you want to call it. And she takes from her neck a amulet that is blood red, and it kind of looks like, you know, like when a candle's burned down almost to the very quick, like it's a really tall candle and it's burned all the way down, and there's that sort of like wax weird shape. It's kind of like that shape,
bowl.
like that, like the little bowl, but like it's like got like edges almost like flared out. It kind of looks like that, except in the center, instead of that candle wick, you see there is like a red liquid in this red sort of gem looking thing. So that where the wax would be, that's all one type of gem. It's very small. It's smaller than your hand, but everything is made of the gem. But as you look closer into this amulet, you see there's a bit of like liquid that kind of moves around within the center of the gem. So this is a family heirloom of no small import. It is a token of our bond. If ever you should fall in battle, legend has it, my ancestors will let me know. And perhaps I can convince said ancestors to to come to your aid or my aid. And if I should pass fighting the monsters, you would know. And I may not be able to aid you, but hopefully those ancestors, they would aid the wearer of this amulet. Here. Take it. And may your health stave off death at every turn.
A great gift indeed. I have nothing of similar value to bestow upon you. However, I'm going to bite my finger, scratch the back of my neck, and tell her everything I know about the curse of the blood moon.
Okay. You tell her this. No one else. You tell her this very quietly. No one else hears it.
Just her.
Just her. Okay. She throws back her head, and for the first time since you've known her, what bursts forth is almost like a cackle that then becomes a true belly laugh. And you have brought you this is the most joyous expression she's ever seen on her face. And she says to you, truly the definition of a good one. This is beautiful. This is a gift. But just so you know, you have gifted me my life many times. I did not require this gift, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you.
If ever you need to send somebody discreetly, conspiratorially, you may use this knowledge to send me a message.
Ah. Again. Clever.
So it's
very, very
it's
clever.
you. It's you. It's you. It's been you the entire time. You
This is-
fucking bastard.
This is very,
You
very
fucking
clever.
bastard.
You're not in this conversation.
You're not
You
in
don't
this
know
conversation.
Andrew isn't in this conversation, but I am.
We could have gone to another place to have this conversation. You gotta practice your in character and out of character, Devin.
This is me. This is I don't have an accent to fall back on.
Hey, just because I know more about what's going on, you really just need to read your notes more clearly.
Well, that's true.
I don't take notes. It's been 3 fucking years.
That's not my
God
fault.
damn.
Okay.
That's why you need notes.
And that will close that scene. Thank everyone for being patient. I know that scene was a long time coming. I know that was just a lot of role play between me and Steve. So I appreciate it.
That's fine.
All
We've all
good.
had our time. On the sun.
I think we have enough time.
That I just was looking at the time here. I'm pretty much out now.
Yeah, well, I think what we'll do is I'm just going to write lightly fried fish fillets. Lightly fried fish fillets. Oh, wait, sorry. Hang on. So there's the liquid that forms the amulet. If you fall in battle, the amulet will let our ancestors know. And then I would just put at the end of that this.
Andrew is typing.
Just add that to the description that you wrote out, Steve. And then what is lightly fried fish fillets adds a +1 or +2 to Constitution? +2 to con saves for next in. You really gotta make sure you use the word dog carefully, because if we were in the UK, that would mean something wildly different.
How so?
Have sex outside.
What?
That is what happens. So
Dogging?
it's fair.
Isn't that
Say that again.
Dogging? Isn't dogging slang for banging somebody outside?
Not where I'm from.
Okay.
Dogging is when you skip out of school.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you
This
skip
maybe
out on
this
something.
is coming from British comedians, so maybe I'm off by saying
I
UK.
mean, yeah, you could
coming from
pass
British
that, but
comedians.
if you were to say dogging where I'm from, it would mean that, like, you know, when you skip school and
Ah,
go
okay.
fucking drink or something like that, that's called
Play
dogging it.
hooky.
Okay, fair
Play
enough.
hooky.
This is my appreciation of British comedians coming out. That's all it is. Okay.
We do call girls dogs though.
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
Oh hey, it's
there he
Slava.
is.
Well, Slavomator.
At the very end.
Just at the very end. If we can recap him.
Yeah, if you guys want to recap. Slava, you here?
Moreover,
think he's-
can you hear?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So,
All right, Slava. It's not because you just showed up, but I was on my way out, so I'll let them recap you, and we'll see you next time.
So,
All right, you guys
so,
have a good
Alright.
night. Better get
See you,
going.
Nick.
See, buddy. So Nick flew ahead. So we had some role play. We convinced you. I convinced you. I didn't lie to you. I just suggested that we needed the scrolls for purposes to fly them ahead, hide them for safety. Anyways, so we did that, and then Nick did a whole bunch of role play with someone from the Order of the Gauntlet, and
So
there are a bunch of
Istaval, by the name of it, who's
Sir-
a knight protector of Daggerford.
yeah, but they're like grotesquely underfunded, and they're like a bunch of basically. It'd be like if we marched the war veterans from the Legion out to battle. So it's hard to say how it's gonna go. They're not exactly tip top shape or equipment or anything. They're grossly underfunded. We have a plan. We're gonna march our caravan up close and cut off their escape. Then we're gonna hope that their wizard doesn't fireball our wizard before our wizard can fireball their wizard. And yeah, should be good. Should be fine. Steve is well on his way to romancing the scary Russian lady, and apparently he's also behind the curse of the blood moon. At least partially, he knows a little bit more than I do.
Well, I know
And,
more than you do.
That's what the phrase was. The phrase was that he knew more than you did.
Well, didn't say I'm behind anything. I'm also 15 years old. So, I spent most of my life
Yeah,
in
he's
the
also a
wilderness with my
child.
uncle.
Yeah, he's also a child, so that's also
Okay, I'm gonna stop recording.
sure.